I just wanted you to watch that for a minute. Because the beacons are lit. That's what Gary says. Those who claim any criticism of Rings of Power means you're racist or outing themselves as closet racists, according to Elon Musk. That's there's a lot of sarcasm flying at the Rings of Power, and rightfully so. There is a big difference, not all too much, but there's a big difference between the way that the cast and crew of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and Amazon Prime's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. God, they all have long names. The way that they're reacting to fans, and we're going to go through a little bit of that. We're going to take a look. We're going to talk about what we think of the show, myself and my co-host, The Brutal Truth, just in a minute. Welcome, guys, to Coffee and Bullshit.
And the ape stood and became man.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Fade in.
Vaginas in the rain.
Funny, she doesn't look Jewish.
I am McLovin.
What is he doing? Come on, man.
That's a big Twinkie.
Is this some kind of bust?
Well, it's very impressive, yes, but we need to ask you a few questions.
God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around. Carry a little pad and pencil with you. You wind up with 30 or 40 names by the end of the day.
Yeah, you fucking.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Your bargaining posture is highly dubious.
You know what your problem is? You're putting the pussy on a pedestal.
That's the second time I've heard that. What is the pussy on a pedestal thing?
Shit.
Yup.
Prepare ship for ludicrous speed.
Papyrus. Rolling papyrus.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!
What is going on, everybody? Good to see you today. I know there's a lot of people streaming right now, like Gary. I know Scott. I think Scotty's got a stream up right now. This is a hot topic, and I'm actually glad to be able to talk about something that one thing that I'm enjoying and one that is teetering off. With me is my my co-host, my brother, The Brutal Truth. What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. So, Tom, tell me, are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
Yes, I am. Well, it's kind of hard not to be a Lord of the Rings fan. You know what I mean? They already got 6 movies out.
Have you read any of Tolkien's books?
No, I never read any of the books.
I did not either, and I'm going to get spammed by people out there for that. You're not a real fan. You didn't read the books. You know what? I like the visual medium. What about Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, I've read all the books.
All the books.
I've read all the books.
Damn. So how did you like the books so far? Because I know they ain't finished.
Oh, I love the books. The books were 10 times better than whatever they could put out on HBO or whatever other channel.
Yeah.
Because there's a monetary value on how much they want to put in per episode. Like the original Game of Thrones, it was a choice between the dragons and the wolves. But in the books, you had them both. Mm-hmm. And they both played a pivotal role in the books. Even though the books ain't finished yet, they both had, more of a backstory. Mm-hmm. And they don't go into any of that in the shows. So
my friend, I know that my friend Scott, Sporting News Podcast, he has a whole crew of people that are talking about Game of Thrones every week. Courtney Christie, good friend, Jane Theory, good channel, and a few others that are talking about this. And they there's a very very sore debate going on right now about whether or not Martin is going to finish those books. I mean, how do you feel about how long has it been since the last book came out?
2011 was the last book that came out, so you're looking at 11 years.
11 years. How do you feel about that?
Me personally, I think that he needs to buckle down and get the books out of the original series and stop doing all these little spin-offs. There's always another project. There's always going to be another project. But focus in on what made you get where you're at today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Finish your bread and butter. Yeah. Finish the lore of the first before you start, before you branch off to another set or the prequel or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To go forward, you got to finish what you started. 11 years, that's a long time. Oh, it's coming. Yeah, we've been hearing that for 11 years now, dog. You know what I mean? You only got so many years left on this planet. You're getting up there in years. You're averaging a book every 11 years, every 12 years, because it ain't even out yet.
Yeah, dig it.
It ain't even close to being out.
Yeah, he's too busy jumping naked on trampolines, from what I understand. Yeah, he's out there working on other things in RPGs. What do you? I was going to read those books because I really like the show. I started getting invested in the Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, all the seasons of it. I wanted to read that book, and then the last couple seasons just killed me, man. I just couldn't. The story started falling apart, not making sense. What did you think about the progression of the entire Game of Thrones series?
The first, I'd say 4.5, 5 seasons were good because they had the book to go with. They were going into all the backstories, the little side quests, the little side stories. But they really didn't focus, you know what I mean? Once they lost that source material, they couldn't come up with anything original. Martin gave them the bottom line of what was going to happen at the end, and they just rushed it. They should have made that at least 10 to 12 seasons long to give you all the backstories and all the little Easter eggs that you have in the story. They didn't go into quite specific on the Night King.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go into any of his backstory, how he became, they did a little bit, but they didn't really go into it. They really didn't hash into that. They didn't go into how the Starks were able to warg into the wolves, which had a big part. That was a big part in the book.
I remember how passionately you would talk to me about Game of Thrones. When we would watch the show, and you say, "Oh, they're missing this, they're missing this." One of the couple big things that were missing from the TV show apparently was characters like Lady Stoneheart.
Oh yes, great backstory. Beric Dondarrion had breathed life back into her after Red Wedding. She just became so stone-hearted. She just was killing everybody. She just didn't take shit from nobody. Mm-hmm. She just wanted revenge. She wanted to protect her kids and wanted revenge for everything that was done to her family. And they didn't even broach that.
No.
In the show.
She was dead at the Red Wedding.
Right.
Red Wedding was a great episode too. And then
it's like how's Beric Dondarrion at the end of the fucking season, at the end of the series, when he was dead. What, season 5? Season 4?
I can't explain it. I can't explain that. Where did the books leave off?
The books actually left off with Jon Snow dying. So he was dead. He hadn't brought him back to life yet. He was dead. That was the end of book 5, if I do.
Like from the books, do you think he was the prince that was promised?
That's debatable. You know what I mean? It's all on how you read the source material, on what you believe, because there's a lot of interpretation left in that because of where they left it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Martin needs to get off his butt and
get some writing done.
Right. He needs to put something out. You know what I mean?
Real quick, I want to say, hey, what's up, Papa Cotton? Good to see you. They say it's all true. Yeah, brother. Nice to see you. What's up, Parrot Head? Good to see you, my brother. And none today. I have not violated any today. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to smash the like and share out the link and all that. I know there's a lot of good shows on today, and I appreciate you guys being here with us. And thank you very much. So what's going on? BC, how you doing, brother? Hello, everyone. BC's here. Thank you so much for checking out my videos, commenting. I appreciate you. Hail, Angelus Draven, newest member of Rogue Entertainment. Good to see you, my man. Thank you for stopping through. Angelus has not watched House of the Dragon season episode 3 yet. He was going to stop it and say, I know. I was telling him, I said, I think you're really going to like that.
Ternaria coming into her own on that one.
Yeah.
That's my girl there.
Yeah, BC, 55 days. I'm ready for it, brother. I am so ready for it. looking forward to spending see what Halloween in Florida is like. Can't wait to see that. Angelus Draven says, I see who the good-looking brother is. Yeah, man. Yeah, Tommy's going to be starting his own channel, The Brutal Truth. It's down in the comments below. Give him a sub bump. If you guys could, throw a link out in the chat. Appreciate that. What other good kid? You know what? Actually, I wanted to talk about. Was it not Euron? Was it Euron? The one that
Euron Greyjoy.
Yeah, because he apparently Scott was so pissed that they didn't bring in. He had apparently like a magic sword.
Oh yeah, dude! In the books, he was fucking beast in the books.
He was just like an angry
raper. Him in the show.
Yeah, he was like an angry raper in the show. Like what the hell was
all
that?
I wanted was the queen's pussy.
Right. What was the difference between him in the show and him in the books?
Oh, him in the books. The books. He was just downright brutal, dude. He did sailed all over the fucking world of Westeros. He was everywhere. He had magic armor. His shit was the shit. You know what I mean? He was like fucking the man. You know, he should have came in and he should have been pawning them all.
Yeah.
But they pussified him. They neutered him.
What did you? I don't want to spend all my Game of Thrones, but like this is a big buildup because one of the reasons that I wasn't sure if I was going to like House of the Dragon was because of how Game of Thrones ended up. Because it was, I was so disappointed, with the end, and then the way that the cast and crew, Dan and Dave, they didn't take it with any kind of seriousness.
No, they rushed
any of the
it.
criticism.
It was just a rush job that ended. Mm-hmm. It's like, we've had enough of this. We don't got no source material. We can't think of anything original on our own. We can't build on this because we just want to go on to our next project.
Right.
We've already built a name for ourselves with this, and then they wound up destroying it because they were in a rush.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have been.
No, they shouldn't have. HBO wanted them to do like 3 more seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And they would have needed to. What did you think of them putting the Night King before Cersei Lannister? Like making him the little boss, and she was the big boss. She did what?
Yeah, but they pussified him too. You know what I mean? It was like the big buildup of how powerful and how strong he is, and then they neutered him right at the end. It's like he's dead. It's all gone. It's what the fuck?
Right.
It was like, let's break the wall down just so we could get the Winterfell.
Right.
Right. What happened to going to the Red Keep? What happened to taking over, all Westeros? They just rushed it entirely too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too. There was no way that and the big question, because Tom doesn't hasn't been in our circles. What do you say about when you're watching something? How do you put it?
I look at it as the entertainment value.
You're not looking at he doesn't look at the politics of it.
I'm trying not to look at the wokeness of it, the politics, you know what I mean? I just try to look at the entertainment value. I could sit there and fucking break down everything, Don't even get me started on Lord of the Rings of Power, because
we're going to get started.
Oh my God. That's just, Game of Thrones got it right because I can understand that they introduced the House of a darker complexion, which was fantastic. I could believe that. But with Lord of the Rings, come on, man. There's diversity, and then in everyone, the dwarves, the elves, the humans. It's all
diversity everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, it's the ranks of diversity. It's I did a video called because I stole that a little bit of that from ETEP. ETEP was oh no, that's I can't answer the phone, and I want to. ETEP was talking about there was the rangs of power, or the we was rangs or some shit, and I was dying. But I'm watching the show.
Langs of Power.
So we might as well lead into Rings of Power. All right, so we have watched all the episodes available so far, which is just 1 and 2, right? Just the 2 episodes.
Correct.
And the internet has been coming down hard on both sides. It's very polarizing. The Rings of Power debate is almost has a Last Jedi effect, and as far as you've got people who are really standing up for this show. Some on just the creative aspect, right? Some just and that's fine. If you want to defend anything that you like it. Some are just pointing the finger and going racist. If you don't like this, you're racist. And that's just been a very easy deflection that's been going on with our modern mythologies, which is time. That's something that I do. I'm the Fandom Menace historian, and I've been writing books about the grassroots backlash that's kind of still exists to this day, even though it's not the same cluster as it once was. But it's been the cast and the crew coming out, making comments, calling people racist. If you don't like this change, you're a racist. I did not expect blobbits. I did not expect blorbs. I did not expect blelves. And I'm not saying that black people don't exist in this world or can't exist in this world, right? Because we know the darker tones people did exist, but they weren't in Middle Earth. Darker toned human-like. Darker complexion, human-like. All right, and it's hard to bring up things like goblins or orcs or any of that because there has been a consistent effort by like woke idiots in the Dungeons and Dragons community to say that orcs are real world black people. That's what they've been trying. Tom, I kid you not, they're still doing it right now. 4th edition's coming out, and they're already coming out and saying this is racist because the orcs are black, and that means that they're black people.
They're part of dark magic. They're coming at. They're farming them out of the earth. They're going to be of a darker complexion because of that. You know what I mean? They're dark magic. They're a dark being. That's the whole premise of being dark. They're trying to keep
in that dark vein, but they're not saying that they're black people. They're not. First off, it's a fantasy world, and if you want to talk about darker complexion people, they are there. We already know that they exist from the reaches beyond Middle Earth, the different continents. So my whole argument about this is instead of changing the races that exist, the types of races that exist, for diversity and shit. Why not bring in characters from those other regions and be really creative about it? And that way you have the opportunity to create an entire mythos or, the race, the region, the culture. You get a chance to create all of that. But instead, you're getting this
a race-specific group.
Right.
And not just, trying to fit them into every race-specific category, the elves, the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
They should have you should make their own, or concentrate on bringing it.
Make your own, right? You could easily do that. There was a scene. Remember it was kind of maybe on the wrong side of Westeros. I don't know, but it was on the west side when Galadriel's swimming across the Atlantic. Oh my God! That is Mary Sue as shit. That's not believable to me. I don't care. Look, Elle's got incredible dexterity and endurance and all that, right? Oh, but you swimming across something that's like basically the Atlantic. That don't make sense to me. But remember, they come across that the remnants of a shipwreck.
Yeah, I believe they could have done that a little bit better.
Way better. They were not helping themselves with any criticism of the character by doing that.
Especially with her stature, was powerful. She was a leader of the army. Why she jump off the ship? Tell those dogs to jump off the ship and take the ship.
Why? Okay, so we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. But when she got on that shipwreck, there was like I don't know, I would say like an Indian complexion, Indian complexion. Like that makes sense to me. Okay, it's a ship. It's probably traveling to all kinds of different lands.
Caravan,
right. You can bring in those characters without. Oh my God, we'll go through it. But like look, the actress who played, I can't think of her name, but the dwarf princess, right? The one that was married to the prince.
Yes.
The actress did a good job. I have no problem with the actress representation.
The acting was like I said, it was entertaining. It was very entertaining.
But where are the black dwarves in the future? Right? Where are they at in the Hobbit?
Right.
Did they all die? You can't. And where's her beard? where Gimli said straight up. Now I'm coming from just the movies, all right, honestly. So I'm sure there's people out there that are more up with the books. So make sure, like, and you can let me know. You can have more of an opinion on it than I have, but I'm just going from the movies. And from the movies, Gimli said they all had beards. It's difficult to tell dwarf men from dwarf women because they had beards. I don't know. What did you think? I mean, what do you think of the dwarf?
Like I said, the acting was on point. The entertainment value was on point.
Right.
But you need, like I said, you need to diversify. You can't have that, the darker complexion character in each of the races. Tolkien was always race specific.
Right.
If you're going to introduce a race that's of a darker complexion, make it a race. Don't try to intercede in all races.
Right.
I understand your diversity. I understand the demographics of it all, where you're trying to get the darker complexion viewership up, but stick to the lore. Stick to what was written.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You have liberties there. You can enjoy your liberties, but you're just trying to put out what's going on in our world today. And that's not our world today. That's Tolkien's world back then.
That has always been, what you just said has been the issue amongst many of us and our various fandoms, is trying to take 2018, 19, 20, taking today's politics and putting them into our escapism. If you wanted to, like just like I said before, if you want to have more diversity in the show, start bringing in characters from races that were not explored. Create something.
George R. Martin did it. The people from Essos were of a darker complexion.
Mm-hmm.
I always have problems saying her fucking name.
She was hot on the TV show. Miss Sanders.
Yeah, she was hot as balls. But that was, race specific era.
Hail, Scott. Scotty's Scotty is another.
Don't even get me all started on they and them. That's plural. That don't got nothing to do with fucking. That's you're either male or female. That's just explaining the sexual orientation, right?
Yeah,
that's what you choose to be.
Scott, since you're here just for a moment, this man right here is someone who could definitely have a talk with you about Game of Thrones books and everything that's going on. Will you please tell Scott how you feel about Martin not finishing the books yet?
That cockdick needs to fucking finish the books, because I got this project going on. I got that project. Go with what made you famous, what the bread and butter. Come on, man. The series started out in the 90s. Okay. The 90s. We're in 2022 going on 2023. The last book was 11 years ago. When we going to get the next one? Come on, give us something.
All right, Scotty wants to come on. I'm gonna let y'all talk for a minute. I gotta go do something. Give me a second, guys. Where is Sporkin? I gotta find. I haven't talked to him forever. Here, mother, you're gonna need these. You're gonna need those. All right, there you go, Scott. Sent that out there. Sent that link out. What's up, Gap? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Hail the chat. Hail, good to see. Right. All right, and there's Scotty. All right, Scotty.
I only got a few minutes. I know you got something to deal with. Let him know I only have a few minutes. I know he has.
Got a few minutes.
I know he has something important to deal with. But what's up, man? I'm Scott. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
You are
Tom. The
and
brutal truth.
You are, and I respect and thank you for what you've helped my buddy out with. So,
thank you.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. Talk to me. Yeah, the them, they, thus. That's just me playing. But yeah. Do you think he will finish the books?
I do think we will get the next book. As for the final book, I think that's probably going to be done by a ghostwriter.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's going to suck too.
The only thing I'm praying is that he has just been fucking trolling us, and when he dies, they release both books. Done.
I've been thinking
It's
that
not.
too. I've been looking at it, maybe he's trying to get both books done at the same time.
Mhm.
But then I've also read that, this next book's supposed to be, a 2-part book.
Right.
So that, you don't know because he keeps on blowing smoke up your ass every
Well,
time,
the problem with them. Okay, so how long have you been reading the books?
I've been reading the books since early 2010.
Okay, so right after the first season, or okay,
No, I read them before.
Okay, same here.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be a trilogy, and he changed that pretty quick. Then it was supposed to be 5 books, changed that later on. Now it's supposed to be 7, but with everything he has done with Danny and still in Essos and all this shit, everybody having to come together, I can't even see him finishing it in 2 books.
No.
Even as big as they can be,
The more side projects that he keeps on bringing out from the House of Dragon, you keep on building on it and you're building on it. Now you're making it the story longer and longer and longer. It's when are you good? You need to put something out.
Yeah. Look,
you need to continue it instead of prolonging it.
Well, I've enjoyed the first 3 episodes of House of the Dragon, but this book, we didn't need this freaking book.
No.
This book was written instead of Winds of Winter.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather have them fucking come out with a Dunk and Egg book than this textbook. That's all it is a textbook. Because the show we're watching right now has already been told in different books that he edited. Right. There was The Princess and the Queen in one of the edited books he did. There's a chapter of that. There's The Rogue Prince. And then there's another that tells this whole story that he changed in this book anyways.
Yep.
It's one of those things.
Focus on what's at hand, Focus on the main story. That's what got you where you're at today.
Yeah.
You want to be where you're at today without it. Now, you say 7 books. All right, now you want to split the next book into 2. That means it's going to be 8 books.
Right.
Or this next book's going to be so big it's going to look like encyclopedia set.
Well, he could only have it can only be a certain size. So just like the last 2 books, which were a Dance of Dragons and what was it? A Feast of Crows? Feast of Crows or wait a minute. I'm blanking. But the last 2 books were actually one massive book.
Yes.
That's why you only get a certain people in that one book, and then Dance of Dragons has the other, characters in that book. I have a feeling you could have a point there, man. The Winds of Winter could be one, because he already had, I think he had something like 5 or 6 chapters from A Dance with Dragons that went into a Winds of Winter. He could easily have another 2-book thing there.
He's already published on his blog a couple chapters or a couple pages.
Yeah, from quite a few chapters,
right.
actually.
And then you hear him say, well, I'm changing everything. So,
yeah.
Right.
Which is stupid because he has, if you haven't read it yet, and you could check out Nerdrotic has it, he reads it, but it's called the Forsaken chapter. Okay. And if you want to go to Nerdrotic's channel and listen to him read it, or read it yourself, the Forsaken chapter might be the best chapter he has written in the series. It's like a fucking LSD trip horror show. It's unbelievable. It's such a good chapter. If he throws that out and doesn't have that in this book, I'm going to be pissed. I can see him tweaking it, but it's such, like, for you.
It's on time.
Yeah, bro, the author, for you need to read this chapter and see a master at work.
All right.
It's really good.
I will do that.
So, to your text to me, that's why I jumped on. I knew you had to, So, what were we talking about before? Because I literally just jumped into your chat.
No, that's all good, man. We were talking about the difference between the Rings of Power and House of the Dragon.
Okay.
And the fan reaction and how the creatives have been reacting. I know there's been a little bit from House of the Dragon about the change of the skin tone,
the darker complexion.
character.
Because it was stupid. It was stupid. Look, the actor's very good. Don't get me wrong. The guy who plays the sea snake is great. But the Valerian people, the Targaryens and Valerians, are the closest things to like the elves of this world. They are different. They are silver-haired and purple-eyed, white, beautiful people.
That was them just filling in, the diversity, the darker complexion characters.
The diversity quota.
Right. You got, he had already invented a race of Essos that was of a darker complexion. The Summer Isles.
The Summer Isles, yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
I mean, even go down to Dorne. They're Mediterranean and darker, so they're,
more of a, you know what I mean? But why would, that's just trying to get their demographics up. They're trying to get the darker complexion.
It's the mistake they made. It's the mistake they made in this show. But yet, I really do like the actor. But like in episode 2, when he's like, "Let us bring our families together for pure." Come on, dude.
Let's marry off our 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah, of pure Valerian blood. Someone didn't tell you, but I think mom or dad might have cheated. It might be the milkman, it's ridiculous. But there are a couple.
The Brolarians put me out.
Yeah,
right? But the acting is good, and I'm honestly overall for the overall show, I can overlook that.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, there hasn't been too much noise or finger pointing about racism from creatives, at least enough that's annoyed me.
So Miguel Sapochnik, who left, he was one of the showrunners, did some of the better episodes of Game of Thrones, like the Battle of the Bastards and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He was, after episode 1 with the birthing scene, he said it was supposed to, relate to the changing of the Roe versus Wade, opinion. But even though it was filmed fucking way before that, he left the show right after that. Pretty much after that statement, episode 2, he announced he was leaving the show as a showrunner, and they brought in this guy, Alan Taylor, who did the series finale, but he directed it. He didn't write it. He directed some really good episodes too in Game of Thrones. So I'm excited to see what he does with Ryan. Ryan Condal, to me, cares about what what George's vision was. And George's vision is a bunch of gray characters that make a lot of mistakes, make some good decisions, backstab, sleep around, everything. And that's what it's supposed to be. There are people of diversity in this world, but they're not Valerian. And that's the only thing that really, I could say, bothers me the most. But you look at Patty as King Viserys. Fucking this last episode was brilliant.
It really was.
Just going from, the very first scene where he's like, "It's my son's 3rd name day," to being drunk and fucking miserable and sick and dying. Like, fantastic. Damon, Matt Smith. If you don't realize, the very beginning, he says, "Crab feeder." When he comes back, gets off the dragon, walks up to the small council, reads the note. He doesn't say one word from that on. When he gets off the dragon, he doesn't say one goddamn word. It's all his acting.
All action.
And he learned to zigzag when they're shooting arrows at him.
Yeah. I listened to Shadversity, and he said those medieval arrows, they don't have the range where they were shooting. So yes, but they should have shown timing the release and running and
Yeah, well, I was.
But I can let that go too.
At least he got hit by a few. I was okay. This is going to be unbelievable. He doesn't get hit by a couple.
But then again, it shouldn't have gone through his chest plate. In the leg I could see, but it should have pretty much bounced off. But again, he chopped that mofo in half. Had all his. Well, that guy has, dude. That guy. The guy had. Oh, I'm sorry.
Was because they built up the crab feeder, and then he got killed off screen.
Okay, so yes, that bothered me a little bit too. But the crab feeder has been built up as the evil guy, but really, there's people we've already met that are going to be the evil ones.
Yeah, was that a Sons of the Harpy mask he was wearing?
Yes.
That's what I called that out. Episode 1. I called that out. Episode 1. I said that's a Sons of the Harpy mask, way before they were around. Also, he was a strategist. He was brilliant. he also had grayscale. So he was starting to lose his mind, but he wasn't a physical guy. So the fight would have been over like that anyways.
Right.
And it shows you how strong Valerian steel is because Dark Sister cut that son of a bitch in half.
Yeah.
And Damon has now, a guy who has grayscale or grace, whatever the fuck, all over him, blood every.
Right. It looked like he was torched by a dragon. It didn't look like the
Yeah, no,
grayscale
it's
that we were
grayscale.
talking about.
Yeah, true. There are different versions of grayscale. Mostly kids have a different version of it. It can go like remission. And a lot of people believe, kids, if they beat it, they're cured. But there's a character in the North called Val. She's a wildling princess. And when she meets Shireen, who is Stannis' daughter, she says, like, that child is dangerous. She has, like, I don't remember word for word, but yes, she has death in her and it will come out. Mm-hmm. Like, she doesn't believe that she's cured. It's just dormant. You see Tyrion now. Targaryens have a high affinity to immunity to things. They don't get sick like normal people do. They do have an immunity somewhat to fire, not like Dany did walking into a pyre, but they do have, they could take heat way better than anybody. So there's a chance Daemon could have got that all over him and not get grayscale. That's why in the books, it's kind of, there's a theory that Tyrion is a Targaryen, not a Lannister, because he falls in the water and gets
Tywin's wife had a thing for Rhaegar.
Well, no, what it was Tywin's wife might have got raped by the Mad King. So it's actually Rhaegar's dad that might have like raped her. It's a more dark
story.
Yeah, but he may not have it because he's Targaryen, but if you know Stig always points out that they talk about in one of the prophecies a gargoyle. So they call him like a little monster. So maybe he will get grace, get the disease because like a stone gargoyle. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting away. I'm going too far into the books.
No, fine. Yeah. No, that's why I brought him.
Did you watch the whatever that Ring show is?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Entertainment value, it was great. It was just too much. You should have stayed with just pick a race and go with the darker complexion on that race. Stop trying to integrate it into every race.
That was that was an issue that I was bringing up earlier. Was you had an opportunity here, these creatives, to pick a race or an area that was outside of Middle Earth,
the South,
create the South, bring an entire, make an entire culture, a race, a backstory, everything, and bring them in as characters, which would have been, which would have added to the overall lore of this.
Well, there is the southern and eastern tribes are darker skinned, and we don't know much about them. They could have done an amazing story about that. What bothers me is this isn't today. And they try to make it like today where you could jump on an airplane, move your whole goddamn family to another country and coexist with people. Mm-hmm. In those days, you were regional. You were a group of Irishmen on this. And, like they had no issue putting black elves and black dwarves, even though they're underground and there's no sunlight. But yet.
Chicks with no beards.
Right. But yet the hobbits. I'm sorry, the Harfoots are, even though her name is Brandy, so I'm guessing she will be the Brandy wine. She will be the, she will start the Shire. I know they're going there. Anyways.
I bet you Gandalf is the naked guy that fell from the sky.
Gandalf, not Gandalf. He might be a blue wizard. They fucked it all up anyways, you show the dirty Irish / maybe Scottish / maybe French accent, these gypsy like people, like
dirty as shit,
who no one knows about. So they are very much a clan. They hide, like that guy, the hunter, should not even known their name. So they should have, like, how are they black and white? Like, what? I'm very confused. They are dark skinned, the Harfoots.
They are.
They are.
Well, they said-
Sam
they
should have
said
been
that-
darker in the movies.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Sam should have been closer to black than white in the movies. The Harfoots are a darker skinned race of hobbits.
See, I was thinking tanned. I wasn't thinking like.
Well,
dark.
yeah. Okay. Let's Middle Eastern, maybe. Like that,
Okay.
like kind of like a darker tone that could be closer to black. But you had white and like very white and black. And it's like, but if there's such a closed off group that don't want to see any outsiders, who are they banging that's a different color?
That contradiction is purely, it's for the same reason that we got a black elf and a white human healer relationship.
It's bringing in modern.
She's
shit.
hot though.
She is hot. They're bringing in all this 2022 garbage, real world garbage into this world instead of doing anything for the creative value of it. There's no creative value in that. Look, and the acting is fine. The dwarf princess, no problem. The dark elf, no problem.
Right.
You know, the Harfoots, I liked a lot of the acting. That is, but it's jarring because when you have characters that don't line up with what I have come to know as the lore, it takes me out of it. And I know why it's there. I know why it's there because of the messages that are put out there, the statements that are made by creatives. Though, just that
The
Elon,
actors.
Elon knocking it out of the park.
Oh
out
yeah,
there,
he did.
by the way, just
See,
calling it out.
I didn't like any of it. To me, every man is either feminine or a piece of shit.
No
like
doubt.
Elrond,
Women are masculine.
right? So Elrond in the episode 2 goes with Calibrin. And again, I am not super lore guy, so Calibrindos.
Yeah, either way. So.
Dude, he should look like Henry Cavill. He is a jacked freaking blacksmith. He's not Liberace, dude. Like that dude should have had rings, you know, and was like, "This is my hammer, baby," you know, like so bad. And if you watch the first, you know, the trilogy of movies where, you know, Peter Jackson honored the movies, changed what he had to change, but honored as much as he could. When they fight that cave troll, it takes the whole fellowship to bring it down. She needed just somebody to, you know, let me jump off your sword. As her whole crew of elves got thrown and smashed against walls.
And they were good 10 minutes later, or 5 minutes later, too.
Right.
Yeah, they were all standing there.
And you have all these assholes out there like, oh, look at Legolas killing the elephant and, you know, skimming down and you're all mad at Galadriel. Well, first of all, he earned that. Second of all, if she could do that, why couldn't the rest of her party do that?
Right.
I mean, we already know at Legolas and in the Hobbit movies, the elves have the capability of being lighter, quicker, faster, more agile. Then why the shit did her guys get the crap kicked out of them and she killed that thing in a minute?
You also saw the progression of Legolas, even if, you know, he wasn't that skilled throughout the 3 films. He didn't pull that off until the 3rd film. You already saw him go through battle time and again, what he could do. That was an apex of his ability, you know, to take that down. With Galadriel, we need that buildup. That this is the problem with presenting a female character with there's no backstory, no way to show you how she.
She's already a badass bitch.
And then she go, and it didn't help.
Angry badass bitch.
Angry badass, and didn't help. She tried to swim across the damn Atlantic. That is what got me.
Legit.
I jumped out the freaking boat right at the shores instead of going. What is she?
Dude, she's the only one. What should have happened, and I don't know who brought it up. Somebody in my stream the other night. What should have happened is like when they all started singing, and she's like, "What?" They should have all been like raptured, and she should have just been left by herself on that boat.
Right.
And then, okay, now I could see her having maybe a bit of a struggle, but getting the ship back. Not like, and then they use the excuse, well, Legolas walked on snow. He walked on fucking snow going up a little bit of a mountain, not crossed from England, you know, New York to England.
He walked on snow, by the way, in blizzard conditions. So a lot of that snow was iced over.
Right.
You know, it's.
And you see how they took the men of the South. They're all scumbags and rednecks. I mean, like they are they're not even trying to hide it.
No.
They're not even trying to hide it. And the worst part is one of my favorite actors in that show was the black princess dwarf. Like she was funny.
Yeah,
she was good.
I liked her.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
But I'm a racist because I think she shouldn't be black.
Yeah. Well, you know, and no beard. Where's the beard?
Right.
You know, Gimli said that. And we don't get that. It's the creative choices and the responses from people who are trying to defend this,
Mm-hmm.
as long as the statements from the creators, there is a huge. I think there's a really big difference between the way them and HBO Max House of the Dragon is presenting this. They're kind of just like letting it ride at this point. They came out to defend the change of the Valerian to make them black, which doesn't make sense to me.
No, and it actually it causes a problem in the now if they go the way the books went, there is a paternity issue, more than one, and you know,
really?
And it causes an issue because you know, if you have a child with a biracial guy, there's a good chance he's not going to look like your kid's not going to be completely looking like a Valerian.
Caucasian.
Right. So now if you're supposedly cheating on him with another Valerian or even just a white guy in general, like it causes some issue. It does. It does.
It's hard to have it's hard to have these conversations because you want to use the right terminology and you know, even myself, like I'm just slipping. I go back into black and white.
Well, you can't say mulatto anymore, I guess. I don't know why.
You can't say that anymore.
No,
racist.
it's biracial. Yeah. What's up, Darren? Darren, like my father before me, is out there. I hope you're feeling well, buddy.
Good to see you, lovely Sherry's out there. Thank you for reminding me to pay attention to the chat.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Sherry.
No, Edwin's not here. Edwin's not here, Sherry. He's somewhere.
Am I missing something?
Oh, you don't know Edwin?
No.
It goes to show you don't watch my streams, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Edwin is my maybe, I think Canon now says he's a relative who is I think of him as an intern. He thinks he's my CFO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Shit, I need to pay attention more. My bad.
Yeah, sometimes he shows up on streams. People love him. People love him.
So, I mean, obviously, which show are you enjoying more, Scott?
I am shocked that I'm enjoying one of them, and it is House of the Dragon. Patty as Viserys is fantastic. Damon's great. The girl who plays Alicent is really, I really like. Otto Hightower is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He calls him middle finger.
Yeah. I call him, I call him Lannister finger. Cause he's like Tywin. He's like Tywin and Littlefinger in one, you know, I'm
missing my Varys character now. Where's my Varys character at?
You met him this episode. And that I'll tell you if you want to know off screen, but I don't want to spoil anything down the road for people, but you met him this episode and it's probably someone you didn't even realize will be that Master of Whispers, man. Also, they had his, you know, the one Lady Misery, I call her, the one Damon said was pregnant and he was going to marry. She also becomes a Master of Whispers, but I don't know if they're going to do that here because
didn't they ship her off or something?
Well, that's it. Like it changed up some of the lore. So, and I'm fine with that. If you change it up for a series, I'm good with that. Just make it medieval, man. Thanks, Gap.
Keep with the context of the story.
I don't think Walton has anybody that doesn't subscribe to me.
Yeah, I gotta get that back.
Welcome back,
you dick.
I'll throw you a bone one of these days, maybe, and have you on.
That.
Yeah, bro.
Well, thank you. So I might have to.
Sorry. You know, I'm working hard on, you know, pushing myself away from you as people think, you know, I've been told. So yeah, shocking I'm on your channel right now. I'm such a dick. Dude, you got to love people, man. They came up with such a great backstory of me and you. It's awesome.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
There's a whole legend.
Yeah. Oh dude, there's like a legend of why we don't stream anymore.
Wow.
You know, it's because he fell out of love with me. That's it.
I found somebody else, and it's
and he has a bigger dick. What are you gonna do?
Darren, like my father before me, says, "I'm amazed she doesn't just walk across the ocean. Perhaps she could also turn water into wine." I mean, terrible actor. They picked the wrong actress. They probably gave her a note like, "You're determined. Everyone doesn't see what you see, and all I see is just crinkled up nose. Like you don't know what I know. You know, like she's just smug, angry. Like it's almost like someone said it beautifully the other night. It's like women nowadays that are playing the strong female character go back to take 1980s misogynistic male lead role and just
take that role and make it a female. Because there's no femininity. There's none of that. She's barely likable. You could tell it hurts her to smile. You know, like, you know, and then you got Ryan, not Ryan, Elron, who just, like, is so fruity and so, like, smiling, but him and his life partner.
Compared to the
old he does not put off any air of strength to me at all.
Literally, he marries her daughter. So, like, they screwed up the lore big time. And like, him having, like, a bitch fight with his buddy he hasn't seen in 20 years, but yet he was cast out for good. But how are they going to, like, go back up?
I don't know, but I like from the outset, like, she's the hero, looks at him as like she's the righteous hero and he's the bad politician.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
white man.
The men aren't just listening; they're not.
Yeah, they're not listening. Yeah.
And like, they know she's right. That's even the worst part. The king knows she's right, but you know, send her on her way because she's so right. She might make it come true. Mm-hmm. You know, like, in the minute, like, she decides not to go, like, the leaf spoils and Gandalf shows up.
Well, yeah. Darren says, I'm not saying her acting is wooden, but every time she appears, I thought someone had thrown a park bench on the screen.
Yeah, when this woman comes on screen and I'm like, God, Brie Larson's like an Academy Award winner, you know?
Damn,
like,
really?
I think she's terrible, dude. And it's not her fault. It's just she was miscast. Like, what and like lines in the show kill me. Like, what should I do if I don't know who I am if I put down my sword. You are the sorceress Galadriel. Like, why the fuck do you have a sword in the first place?
I was wondering when she was going to cast a spell, like, do something. This is the woman that everyone is afraid of in Lord of the Rings. Right? You give them to
they don't know to love her, fear her, want to fuck
whatever.
her. You know, like, it's crazy.
And she has a dark side, obviously, because she resisted the temptation of the ring, but you can see that within her. You can see that brought out of her when she was tempted by the ring. This build, and also, how's she going to accept a ring of power from Sauron as a peace offering when she's been hunting this dude for killing her brother? That does not make sense.
The ring. So those 3 rings for the elves were made in secret. I always fuck his name up.
Okay.
When he figured out what was actually happening, he created the elven rings in secret, and like that becomes.
He also had a helper making those rings that hasn't shown up yet, and some believe that that's the guy that fell from the sky.
Oh, see, I think it's the guy on the raft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in the lore, and I only read. I was, fucked up on drugs when I read the Silmarillion, so I probably like skipped chapters and shit. But what I remember is he disguises himself, I believe, as a man of Numenor, and he gets captured. But he like is such a good talker and so beautiful that he wins the hearts and minds of people, and that's when he starts, setting in his deceit, and he helps create the rings. And when I'm just going to call Liberace, realizes what's going on, he creates the 3 for the elves in secret. And that's why, even though he may be able to sense them, he can't control them with his ring of power.
I
might be wrong, but I think it's correct.
Yeah, I was always under the impression that they were part of the one ring to rule them all.
There's like a part where he's actually, like, I don't know absolutely what happens, but I know he is aggressively questioning Liberace on, because I think he figures out there was something done in secret, and he wants to know what.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So going back over to something good, Capstar After Dark says Matt Smith is awesome. I was not really a Matt Smith fan until I started watching this show, and I think his portrayal is Daemon Targaryen is one of the best parts to watch in House of the Dragon.
I liked him this episode.
You liked him this episode?
I didn't mind him in the earlier episodes. I thought he did a good job.
You're right. Yeah, it was a build up for me.
Yeah, I felt like they had him too much as a almost childlike and I get the whole idea, like he wants his brother's attention. That's fine. But like Daemon Targaryen is a motherfucking badass. Like, he has Dark Sister for a reason. Only the greatest swordsman of the Targaryen family. The king has Blackfyre. The badass has Dark Sister. And he isn't like this. He is immature in some ways, but it's not like childlike. Like, he's a petulant child. He gets pissed off and he reacts. He's a reactor. He doesn't hide that Targaryen madness very well.
Wait, Tom, are you familiar with Dark Sister and the lore behind that?
Dark Sister was Aegon the Conqueror's sister wife's sword. Visenya, I think. Whatever the one he didn't really love, but married because duty called it, was his eldest sister's sword. And he has the sword Blackfyre that you see when Viserys calls him in front of him, and that's Blackfyre. Yeah. Blackfyre goes missing in the book series right now that we're in. Dark Sister goes missing. The last person to have it is Bloodraven. And Blackfyre gets taken by the bastard house of the Targaryen, the Blackfyres, during the Blackfyre Rebellion. Dude, it's such a great history of stories that if he just finishes the fucking book, I swear it's up there with Tolkien, because he gives us a history, like, not in a biblical sense like Tolkien did, but in a, in a textbook, third person, inaccurate history, which I freaking love. Just finish the goddamn books, George.
Yeah, man. There's a Hail Dash Attack. Thank you for being here. Darren, have a good night.
Yeah, Darren, love you, man. Feel good.
Yeah, brother. It's good seeing you, dude.
Darren's been fighting, and he said I could say, but he's been battling brain cancer. He has tumors. So
I know. I'm thankful that Darren is with us because
and supporting us, man.
Yeah,
that mofo is the best.
Yeah.
We have so many. I was telling Shane Nolan. We were typing out with each other, and I haven't seen Shane in a while because I haven't been doing a lot of Song of Ice and Fire stuff since I stopped my book series a while back when my son was born. So last year, almost this time. We have dedicated fans, man.
Yeah.
We have some of the, like Lord Toth and Gap, and like some of these 32. Nick is one of the best, but like there's some people that have been with me and you, bro, since the beginning, who knew the salt must fall. Yeah. Just guys that will not give up on us. And I can't state, like, let's just say, because I'm amazing, I hit 1 million subs, which is guaranteed. I won't forget these people. I will never forget the people that were there under the 5K mark. I'll never forget them. Under the 100 mark,
Well, that's your base, man. That was your base.
Yep. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Amen.
It has been so. I didn't realize just how much it meant to me until I went away for a while, had things I had to do, and then came back and saw people popping up in my chat, names that I hadn't talked to in months because while I was away. And I was telling people in my last live stream, each one of you guys has a story. I remember the area or the chat I met you in, the stream I met you in.
It was Drunk 3PO.
Roundabout when you started your channel. Yeah. All of you guys mean so much to me.
Actually, I think my first video will be 3 years ago this week.
Really?
I want to say my first video.
I always add an extra year on. I think it's like 4.
Yeah, no. With me, I started my channel in August, but I did not post my first video. And I'll tell you right now, was September 9th, 2019.
Wow, brother.
And it was about Star Wars. Star Wars in the MCU motivated me. And it was a Drunk 3PO chat where Drunk, I believe, just got monetized. Yeah. Holy shit, how long ago was that? He's like standing in front of his car and telling us, like, look, man, don't wait till you have the microphone. Don't wait till you have the camera. Use your phone. I use that goddamn Chromebook. Like, use what you got, and just because if you keep saying I'm waiting till I have the right equipment, you may never start. And look what we did. I mean, I have 2,600 subscribers, but you know how many people get past 10K? It's like less than, I think like 90% of the people do not reach 10,000 that are YouTubers. So like even 2,600, man, That is
That's
awesome.
Wonderful, dude. I'm so happy for you.
I know. I am amazing.
Congratulations. You bastard. Congratulations.
I can't take compliments. I'm a drug addict, dude. It's
but I still hit 2000 first before I lost it 3
We're all
times.
drug addicts.
Yeah, I know, brother. I know. So
Hey.
I do. You did reach 2000 first. And did you get to 2000 again?
No. But
You're not at 2000?
No, I'm at 1965.
Oh, Jesus. I got to know.
No, it's okay. It's
oh, good, because I don't want people to
it.
think I like you.
I'm going to work.
I like
work it, put out
dude,
videos, and get the
shorts. Shorts.
My shorts I've been, that's really what's kept my.
And I know you're like very positive and shit, but start, not brimstone, but like start talking about what we're talking. Cut this up and make a minute short with this. I'm telling you, dude. Like Zach's ZAXX. He's been on my shows recently, and last week he had less subs than me, I believe. Then last week got 3K. I think he's might be at 10K now.
That's
from
awesome.
shorts, dude.
Really?
From shorts. I just released a short today that it's been going now 4 hours, and I have, I'll tell you right now, 12,700 views.
It's because people's attention spans are short now.
Absolutely. So take what we've talked about here, the good stuff, minute, make it a short, bro. I really think, look, you're the author, dude. No matter what people feel about you, you have been true to yourself. Sometimes you've got
excitable?
No, it's not that. I think you lost yourself for a bit.
I did.
And you're back. You're back at, the problem with me, and I can only say I statements here, dude. The problem with me is I want what I think I expect I should have by now. If I only had the backing of these people, I'd be, at 160,000. Oh, if I only had somebody let me on their show. It is what it is, man. Like, I have come to terms with my channel will grow at the rate. Am I having fun? I think I am.
Having fun.
Yeah, and are my fans helping me? I have people that are diehard. They're there every freaking week. And I've gone from Steven, where we were the first time we hit 10 live stream people in our chat, 10 of them. We lost our shit. And now I'm holding anywhere from 100 to 250 on a live stream.
So awesome, brother.
And I should be grateful, but there's a piece of me, the addict, it's not enough.
I want more.
I need more.
A lot more.
I need more, and I always have to take a step back and realize I'm not a female who it goes quicker for. It does. Yeah. I'm not somebody who is best friends with some of the bigger YouTubers, but I do have bigger YouTubers in my corner, and I appreciate them, and am I willing to work with people that aren't my best friends? Of course, if it helps my channel grow. But I've learned that, like, the people that I sometimes thought might not be the best, they're helping me out greater, knowing that I'm a little channel. And I appreciate those people. Like, I've just come to terms with, we all are gray. Like George R. R. Martin characters.
Yeah.
There is not the white hat and black hats. We're all gray. And we have to get
shades of gray. Yeah.
I have to get past myself. And once I do that, and just remember that we started this to fight them and not worry what other people are doing, you just keep fighting the SJW, the woke, culture, and worry about yourself and your channel, and not worry about what other people are doing, because
do you instead of everybody else.
And it never turns out good, right, man? When you go and go looking for a fight and you're on the right side of history for that one, it could always backfire no matter what.
Yeah,
we're here to battle the man, pretty much. That's Biden, pretty much. I'm attacking Biden. I gotta bounce though, man.
That's all right. I gotta shut this thing down anyway. I got to take care.
I love you, brother. Yeah, I hope everything's okay. It was nice meeting you, man.
Nice meeting you, man.
Maybe
we'll be in touch, man.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe you could put his name up there next time, you selfish son of a bitch, author. Peace.
Peace, brother. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, let go last of Tickle Trunk. What's up, Mr. Tickle Trunk? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by, my brothers. How could you not have fun at a dump? I mean, that's just what they do. CJH is here. What is up, CJH channel member? Thank you so much for hanging out, supporting us. And yeah, I say I just found I just looked at the private chat, and Scott's like, "Don't forget the chat." Lessons that we learned long ago that I have forgotten because I've been away for too long. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I got to cut out. I've got a family emergency that I have to attend to, and but much love to you guys. Make sure to support each other. Look out for one another. Be good to each other. Please, if you've got a channel, throw a link out for it in there. I think I saw Runner up there earlier. He's trying to hit to 200, I believe. So throw a link out for Runner, guys. Please subscribe to Runner. Thank you so much for being here. Like last, the Tickled Trunk. Love the new name.
Clean
brother.
your peen.
Yeah, clean your peen. Lovely Sherry. Thank you so much for being here. 32. There be Rogues here of Nick Weiser. Good to see you, my man. See the Dash Attack was here. Thank you very much, dude. Love seeing you. There we go. Thank you so much, CJ. Thank you for supporting me for the whole time I've been doing this. Gap, there's a Rogue Mod Captain out there. Thank you very much for throwing out links. Lord Toth, good to see you in the chat. My brother, a drop of ink in your honor as well. Darren, I'm glad that you're still here, brother. Glad you're still fighting. We need you here, and I appreciate and love you. Thank you to Scotty for stopping by. Let's see, is anybody else back here? Who knew stopped in? What's up? Who knew the salt must flow? Another guy's been supporting me since I don't know when. Thank you very much, Parrothead. I'm a member of the Parrothead Network. Thank you very much for all the porn and happiness that you send in my direction. Thank you very much, everyone. Angelus Draven, BC. Hail to you, Papa Cotton. And I'll get up with you soon. I will talk to all of you later. Please remember to support one another. Be good to each other. Yet suffer no fools. I think that's